And we're live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talking Live with Macy. We'll wait for 15 people to join the stream before we begin. So, if you have friends, you have family who want to be inspired, who want to be motivated, and you want to find out more about lymphoma or just to gain strength during these pandemic times, please share this with your friends, with your family, get them to hear, get them to ask questions. And I would like to highlight again to be inspired by the person, my guest of today. So I know here in Malaysia, things are slowly opening up. The restrictions are actually loosening, even though we have high cases. But the good news is that we have 50% over vaccination, double dose vaccinated. So I'm glad to hear that, and I hope that we will continue to keep our vaccination status high, with more than 50, with more than 70 over percent, hopefully, like Singapore. I know people in Singapore, restrictions are also loosening up. So it's good news. Worldwide, COVID-19 vaccinations are increasing, so we still need to practice our SOPs. So once again, please share this with your friends, with your family. We want to tune in because we have someone who is an inspiration to all of us. I believe I had 15 people already or earlier. So welcome to Talking Live with Macy. Hi everyone. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the show. This is a bi-weekly show that I have since the start of the pandemic. So this has lasted a year and a half now. It has been 1.5 years. We talk about health, wellness, trending topics. And also the other thing is that we want people to ask questions, be informed, be aware, and be inspired. That's the main aim of Talking Live with Macy. And today we actually have someone who can inspire all of us. So, for those of you who are new, my call to all of you is please share this with your friends, with your family, get them to tune in so that they can ask questions and be informed about lymphoma, non Hodgkin's lymphoma to be exact. So, I'm going to start to share with you a little bit more about what lymphoma is. Lymphoma is a cancer of the lymphatic system, which is part of the body's germ fighting network. And the lymphatic system actually includes the lymph nodes, spleen, thymus gland, and bone marrow. Lymphoma can affect all areas and other organs throughout the body. And there's two types, Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they can be differentiated through the type of lymphocyte that is affected. So Hodgkin's lymphoma is marked by the presence of Reed-Sternberg cells, while it is not present in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So today we actually have someone very special who is in here with me right now. And for those of you who have been tuning in almost every 2 weeks, I'm so glad to see all of you again. So you know the drill. So please share this now, this video, this live video, to get people to tune in to find out more about CK's journey and to be motivated by his journey. All right. So talking about CK, he is currently a 4-time cancer survivor, or rather a cancer, he's currently undergoing cancer still. Cancer has actually struck him 4 times over the past 5 years, but he's still studying to be a PhD student, which is amazing. And he's always smiling. He's now smiling in front of you. I met him through my Young Cancer Survivors group. He has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he's constantly striving and fighting what affects him, which is non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I have so many questions for you, CK. Welcome to the show, CK.
Hi.
Hi. So would you like to say hi to everyone?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm CK. Currently, I'm a patient. At the same time, I'm a PhD student in Muslim Laya, education faculty. Before that, I was a teacher.
Yes,
Hi
he is a
everyone.
PhD student. So that is amazing while battling cancer. So CK, my first question for you is please tell us about your story on how you first discovered that you had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay. Uh, when I realized it is about back in 2012, after I graduate from my master's study, for almost 1 year, I noticed that there is one lump enlargement at my right iliac region, or is the in the right leg heart. So when I realized, noticed it, I went to the clinic in Kedah before, and the doctor just say it's some infection, so they give me antibiotic. So after I finished the antibiotic, it's still there, but by opportunity after that, I came to UM to work as research assistant, and I went to follow up again, and then they did few biopsy and it's confirmed it's a cancer. So this is how I find out I have the cancer.
So you actually kind of suspected something when you were in Kedah, but when only after you came to KL, you managed to actually discover it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah, yes,
All right.
and
So the second question I had for you is how did you find the strength to fight the battle the first time without telling any of your family members? So just for the background for everyone, when cancer first struck him when he first came to Kuala Lumpur, he didn't tell his family. So please share that with us.
when it happened at that time, because at that time my parents, my father just recovered from a stale disease. That disease is actually is almost take my father life, almost killed my father. It took him 3 year plus to diagnose out the disease, and then another 1 year to for the treatment and recovery. So I know at that time if I inform them, my parent mental ability, I mean my parent mental might I mean might cannot cope with it, because in the past 5 years they already uh, needs a lot of energy to for my father condition. So I decide not to inform them, and at that time I don't have much information. I mean emotions. For me, it's like okay, I have cancer now, fix it. Maybe I'm lucky. I was a health science background. I worked in hospital before. My bachelor and master all in health science, medical physics. So what we learn is we learn how to use radiation to kill cancer. So I know what cancer is. It's not a what we call dead canopy. It just need treatment. So it's how I start with without informing my parents. But very lucky, I have a group of friends support me at that time.
So thank you to CK's friends who are watching it. Hi to all of you, CK's friends and people who have supported him throughout his first diagnosis with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much. And to those of you who have questions for CK, just continue to ask them. I'll pick them up at the end of the session. Of course, we will have our standard Q&A session for all of you to ask questions. And CK is amazing because he, even when he was struck with cancer, he thought about his dad battling his own disease. So he didn't want to tell his family. And he had to go through it with only the support of his friends. That actually struck me when I first heard the story. I was like, how do you do it? Because for me, I'm very blessed that I have a good network of friends and family to support me throughout my journey. Now, the next question for you, CK, from myself is for the second and third recurrence, what gave you the strength to continue the treatment, even through the second bone marrow transplant?
Actually, I also include the first time and also now actually is only one reason. In Chinese, we call as 我不要白头人送黑头人 means I don't want my parents to attend my funeral. That is the only reason I'm survived until now. I think that's the only reason, and I will use the word strength. I don't know what is strength, but that's the only reason I survive, and I do whatever thing I need to do, and accept the consequence, and whatever thing come, I just accept and do whatever I need. Yeah.
If you're CK's relative or family, please tell his parents that he got his strength because he wants them to actually see him live his life fully. So please tell his parents that. And by the way, a bone marrow transplant is probably one of the most painful procedures, surgeries anyone can ever experience because you're awake throughout. So it caused a lot of patients' anxiety, even I think for CK. So when he for him to get through the second bone marrow transplant, I have to applaud you. Um, and I'm very proud of you actually, CK. So the next question is, how was your family's reaction after you told them when you had the second recurrence? For the first time you told them that you had cancer.
My actually my mom just accept it because because my mom at that time already realized it's something wrong. Just just she wait for my answer. She already realized, the power of mom. They will see
Yes.
whatever in your mind. So
Yes, yes. They are very intuitive
yes,
moms.
yeah, my mom actually she already realized something and then we accept it. But for my father, he a bit shocked and angry, but eventually she also accept it. So after that, we just become a support team and do whatever we need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always very important to have supportive family members throughout the
Yes.
cancer journey.
Yes.
So now this is your fourth recurrence. You're currently undergoing cancer treatment again, and you're
Yes.
undergoing immunotherapy. So how much do you need for this treatment? And I know you had a donation drive recently, so do share more about it.
Okay. So before I share, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you everyone for your help and blessing. Because of your support and blessings, the fundraising for the phase one of treatment has achieved, which is almost can buy a low cost flat. And for the treatment of the immunotherapy, or the drug I'm using is pembrolizumab. It's quite expensive. Basically, is about 34,000 per cycle. But I'm very lucky. I get the buy one free one plan, so I only pay for 17,000. But the cycle need to be for the whole year, which is about 12 cycle. So uh, thanks to everyone, I managed to get the fund, and now I have started the treatment, and I finished the third treatment, going to have fourth next week.
Yay! Thank you to those who actually supported CK throughout his donation drive. I believe he will have another one next year, so stay tuned for that. I will be sharing his donation drive out. Um, he stopped the donation drive for this year's treatment, but when he has it for next year, I will be putting up the link as well, so all of you can help him get the funds needed to get through his fourth time having non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So, besides donation, is there any other ways the public can help you?
Mm, I would say instead of help me, let's say help the cancer community, because I think there's something bigger than me, which is uh, actually I will take this opportunity to share with public that cancer is not a nazi. So what what I want to say is when you know someone have cancer, what we need to do really is just a support. But we don't really need to tell him you should eat this, you should eat that. Actually, they already know. And because sometimes when you keep informing them, it's just like informing you having cancer, you having cancer, you having cancer. Uh, it will become
Like,
another, yeah,
it will be negative
yes. And then,
because it's like someone nagging you, right?
yes. So you just support. Like, I'm lucky. I have my friend, they know, but they won't remind me anything. They just say, if you need anything, call me. Or when they go out to buy grocery, they just text me, I'm going to buy grocery now. Do you want to go with me or you need anything? That's all. We still like, I still live like normal. I still working like, study my PhD like normal, play like normal, everything like normal. And another important thing is, whatever thing you plan to take or you plan to give to cancer patients, whatever food from any product, please get advice from your doctor first, because you need to know when you receive a treatment, your liver and your kidney have the function to filter out the medicine you receive, the chemotherapy. So sometimes the product is good for normal people, might not suitable for us. So I would say anything before you take decide on the natural food. Other than that, ask advice from the doctor first. Because we have many cases, unfortunately, because of without asking advice, whatever thing that can treat become cannot treat. Yeah.
So what CK actually means is that if you want to give your friend who has cancer food or something to nourish their body, please check with the doctors or check with your friend actually before you purchase it for them, because certain foods might not be good for cancer patients, especially those currently undergoing treatment. So, like for example, Chinese medicine isn't good and it's not advisable to be taken while you're going through undergoing chemotherapy or even immunotherapy, because it might damage your liver further. So that's a good advice, CK. And he wants all of you to actually support cancer patients out there, cancer survivors who need your help. You don't need to buy them things, you just need to tell them that you are there for them. I think that's the most important part about the cancer journey, having supportive friends and family members that are there for you constantly. Just texting them, asking them, how are you, helps a lot. You don't have to physically be there, but you can just text them to check up on them. Or like what he said, he has friends who go to get groceries and the friend will just ask him, do you need something? So these are small things that you can do to help your friends or relatives who actually have cancer.
And
Now, yeah.
one more thing I want to extra add in is if you know anyone who are cancer patient or cancer caregiver, if you feel that they need some help for their mental, it's okay to go to hospital to ask help from the psychiatric or the clinical psychologist. Uh, because from my experience, they helped a lot. Because in my first treatment, before I inform my parents, there's a time where it becomes worse. How it works is the psychology part. When I see my doctor, the nurse, or even I see a needle or I imagine a needle, I'll start to feel vomit. So what I do is I go to see the psychiatric, ask for help to learn how to self-hypnotize to reduce all these psychology effects. So I would say cancer treatment and mental treatment need to run
Come
parallelly,
together.
come together. Is mental treatment is just like our body will sick, same with our brain. So it's normal. So we don't need to feel happy. We don't need to have any stigma on this mental,
Mental health.
yes, mental health.
So for CK to undergo his second bone marrow transplant, he actually had a lot of anxiety, but his psychologist helped him through it. So don't have a stigma on mental health. It's okay to seek help. That's what he's trying to say as a cancer patient. And even if you're going through tough times right now, it's okay to seek help. Please do so. We encourage you to. My last question for CK before I take questions from the public, if you have questions, you can start putting in the comment section now. CK, do share with us tips on how you stay so strong to fight this disease for the fourth time.
Mm, I would say I'm still learning now. Even until now, I'm still learning. You still back to the words I share with my friend when I first had cancer is my best present, best gift, best teacher I ever received in my life. Why I say so is from cancer I learned to focus on whatever thing I can do now. Because it is very painful if you keep focus on something you cannot do. Like for example, I like to play basketball, but when I was on chemotherapy last time, basically I cannot run. I only can have weight training. If I run, I start to feel vomit. So when I start to think I cannot play basketball again, there are a few days, there were a few days I feel very sad because I played basketball like since I was 11. So from there on, I learned do whatever I can do. So even now I'm doing PhD, I also still focus on whatever I can do today. Now I do it. Whatever I cannot, I accept it and don't compare yourself. You only need to compare yourself to tomorrow, I mean yesterday or before. You compare yourself to yourself, not to other people. And I'm still learning how to like my physical body is sick, but I still learning how to make sure that my mind, my mental, my heart is healthy. Just my physical body is sick, but my mind is healthy. I'm still learning this whole process through meditation and etc. A lot of method you can get it from uh, YouTube. What you need to do is just practice it and find the most suitable method for you. There's no one fix for all. Yeah, always
But
find
that's
something
so
suitable for you.
that's such wise words, like we I always say that cancer is not a death penalty, but how you actually get through it to stay so strong. Thank you for sharing your tips with us, and for actually giving hope to all of those living with cancer now, and to just people who are going through tough times. Thanks a lot, CK. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure those tuning in really appreciate it too. So now we're going on to the question section, a segment. So please share this video so that we can get people to come in and actually watch and be inspired by CK. So CK, I'm going to start taking the questions for you from the audience. Hi everyone who actually joined in. Thank you for joining us. I'll ask Samuel Huang's question first. How do you feel when you discovered you had cancer?
Uh, that was back in 2012. What I feel is like the first thing come into my mind is I need to fix it. Something is at that time I don't really have too much of emotions because of my child growing process. I suppress all my emotions. So when it happened to me at that time, I just think how should I fix it. The emotion part didn't come to me, and for me, I feel very lucky for the first three treatment, three time cancer. I went through all without any emotion. So how I feel it, basically, I just think of how should I fix it, what treatment I should do it, and then get get. I mean, I try to make myself excited. I count down. Oh, I have 12 cycles to go. Now it's 11 cycle. Now it's 10 cycle. Slowly. This is how I do it. Yeah, and continue exercise at that time.
That's really, really good. By the way, 8 years ago, CK was only in his early 20s and he could think like that. So I hope that answers your question, Samuel. William asked, which hospital do you go to for treatment and which doctor currently?
I go to Muslim Laya Medical Hospital under the hematology department. So there is a team. So I didn't have any specific doctor, but the head of department is Prof B currently. But the whole team they have Prof B, Prof Gan, Dr. Edmund, and many more. So basically, we are on rotation. I mean, we don't have one specific doctor to follow up, but they know all our case because they have meeting each week to discuss all the patient cases.
So CK gets treated at University Malaya Medical Center under the hematology department. And Samuel had the same question, but you answered it already. So Miss Lee asked, did you change your diet after you were diagnosed with cancer?
If compared to 2013, currently I'm more plant-based. Uh, I eat more vegetable compared to last time. Actually, I eat quite a lot of vegetable, and I do eat chicken, fish, etc. But not as always as last time. Last time, I would like take every day have one chicken, one fish. But now, like in 1 week, maybe I take one or two time only. Most of the time, I am plant based. Uh, but the real reason is because I prepare all the food for myself. So plant based is easy to prepare.
Yeah, much easier, right?
Yeah, and I stopped. I stopped most of uh, the food that we know is not good for us. Example, hot dog, burger, all the junk food,
Processed food.
processed food. But one in the blue moon, when I cannot, when I cannot tahan, I will take a little bit. That's all. That's all. But I won't take a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. I hope that answered your question, Miss Lee. Now, Kailing asks, Hi CK, for your two transplants, was it an autologous transplant followed by an allogenic transplant?
Yes. First is autologous, my own stem cell. The second one was my sister's stem cell.
Okay. Hope that answered your question, Kailing. Um, Please put in more questions if you have, so that CK can answer them. He asked, how much was your William asked, how much is your bone marrow transplant? Yeah, how much was your bone marrow transplant?
Uh, for the autologous, because I did it in UMMC. So if not mistaken, autologous back in 2016 was about uh, 30,000, and then the au- the allogenic back in 2019 was about should be around 40,000, around that price range. One is 30,000, and the one is for 8,000.
I see. Okay. So even the bone marrow transplant is expensive and it's so painful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Sunny says good sharing. He has no questions because he had multiple myeloma, but he wants to remind everyone to keep fighting and never give up. Thanks, Sunny.
Yes.
Um, he also asked William asked also whether you still have you're taking any medication.
Uh, Currently, I'm on immunotherapy, and at the same time, I still need to take what we call Pan B. Actually, it's a kind of antibiotic every day because I have went through twice bone marrow transplant. Basically, beside then the COVID vaccine that I just have recently, all the vaccine that we received that before we are 12 years old is wiped out from my body. So I need to take the
Okay.
Pan B until I re-vaccine off. Then I can just stop the antibiotic.
So if you are visiting CK, please be careful because his immunity is very weak now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Madam, you asked, hi CK, even though you're undergoing cancer treatment, you look very good and healthy. How do you manage this exercise?
Uh, uh, just for your information, currently I'm receiving immunotherapy. It's a very new drug. It's not like cancer chemotherapy, chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is like a bomb. You throw a bomb, you bomb everything. So the cancer cell kill, the healthy cell also kill. But immunotherapy is very specific. It only kill the cancer cell without damaging the healthy cell. So that's why if from my outlook, I just look like normal. Just I need more sleep. That's all. Yeah, I sleep around 10 to 12 hours now a day.
So the side effects are less basically for
Yeah,
immunotherapy.
yes, very less, very minimum compared to last time.
Okay, thanks CK. Um, William Tan asked, was there any immediate side effects right after getting your treatment?
Currently, the immunotherapy is low, but before that, when I had Remdesivir, which considered as targeted therapy, the second time I straight away have itchiness on my whole body. So what the doctor did is they just inject something anti the itchiness, and I'm not sure it's antihistamine or whatever. It's a drug. So in the next process, each time before I taking the Remdesivir, they'll give me the anti-itchiness medication to me
I
first
see.
before starting the treatment. But this time, no side effect.
Okay, that's really good, except a lot of sleep, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and getting fat now.
American? No, don't say that. You always work out anyways. Um, so keep that up.
Yeah.
American Chin asks, are there any changes in your lifestyle and any constraint in doing sports and other activities?
Mm, I would say before 2019, I injured my lower back. I still like normal people. I have weight training. I go to yoga class. I join half marathon. I play basketball. I jogging, whatever thing I know, I play just for fun and healthy. And yoga, gym, all it really help you to reduce the side effect from the treatment. I still remember uh, there's one time from my treatment. Basically, that treatment is have no side effect at all in my life for the first time. Just because one day before the treatment, I went through, I have yoga and also Zumba. So yoga is proven to reduce the side effect of it if you do a research. Yeah, you can
Wow.
consider practice yoga during your treatment. It's proven.
So basically, exercising, working out actually helps. Uh, but after 2019, because you injured your back, you stopped
Yes,
working out so much, right?
yes. So getting fat, but still good.
No.
I just do whatever thing I can. Walk, slow walk, and hand grip
Mm,
exercise to easy the nurse to take blood and for the vein to appear. So
I
I just
see.
do a little bit whatever I can do. Accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, as long as you even work out your muscles, it's good enough. Marcella is your friend. She says that she's here for you and she supports you. Keep fighting with your positive vibes. Kylie asked, was the allogeneic transplant tougher than the autologous transplant?
I would say autologous is tougher than allogenic during the transplant period, but the side effect is autogenic have longer side effect. Even until now, I still have side effect from the autologous. I still have GVHD on my eyes, which I need to have eye drop
Mm.
uh, whenever I feel I need it. Last time this was like 8 months. I live in the dark. I need to wear the black spec and also close all my what you call
Blinds, curtains.
yes, everything is in the dark for the 8 month because of the GVHD in my eyes. So yeah, but during the transplant, I would say autologous is worse because I have no experience. So there was 1 week basically I need to take the strongest painkiller. What's the name? Uh,
Akoxia,
it's not a toxin, it's something like the dara the the addictor.
morphine.
Yes, I need to take morphine before I can take food and eat the medicine. But allogenic, I know the procedure, I have experience, I do whatever I need to do, then there's no pain, it's better. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Samuel asked whether you have any food restrictions.
Mm, I stopped, I mean, I admit I like Ramly burger, but after cancer, I only take few kind of Ramly burger per year when I cannot,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I cannot tahan.
You cannot, yeah, you cannot tahan, right? You gotta take it, right? It's good
Yeah,
to hear.
but
Actually, cheat days, right? Cheat meals
yeah,
is okay.
yeah, just
And
junk food and stop.
yeah, so processed food, we advise everyone to stop processed food.
Yeah.
And Miss Lee asked, did your doctor tell you your treatment will be for life?
Uh, no. Currently, the because from what I know, I was the first case in hematology department relapsed after the twice transplant for non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So basically, what they do now is they start me with 1 year pembrolizumab first. After 1 year, they will check, CAT scan everything, then they just decide whether they need to continue for another year. But if you, according to the literature review or in the layman term, if you Google it, what they practiced in US was 2 years, is 2 years of pembrolizumab treatment. But in UM, because pembrolizumab immunotherapy is a very, very new drug in Malaysia. So they are still find the best way for us. So currently, I will start first year of 1 year treatment. After that, just know whether need to continue 2 years. But most probably, you will need 2 years treatment.
So when he goes for his second year, please donate to his cause, everyone. Um, and William Tan says stay strong because it's not easy for you. but he's here to support you as well. Thanks for tuning in, William. So thanks a lot, everyone, for all of your questions. And I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in, sharing today's video. Please share it if you haven't, so people can tune in to find out more and for to give people hope for those living with cancer or living through tough times currently. So thank you so much to all of you who are staying tuned. Next month, I'll be back again with more. Actually, because next month is Lymphoma Awareness Month, and this was done in conjunction with Lymphoma Awareness Month, I may have one more session on lymphoma. So do stay tuned and catch Talking Live with Macy every bi-weekly Sunday. Thank you so much, CK, once again for joining us. Continue to inspire us, continue to stay strong, and we wish you all the best in your current
Thank
treatment
you. Thank you.
through immunotherapy. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Stay safe and take care. Please practice the SOPs. Bye.